Hi everyone. So in this video what we are going to discuss is, so previously we have discussed about how to use existing MCP servers, right? Already there are many MCP servers which we can directly connect using any host like cloud desktop, or you can write your own clients as well. Maybe you require some API keys, right? Now what we are going to discuss is how to create our own MCP server. That's what we are going to discuss. So to do it by yourself, please go to my GitHub repo and go to this particular folder, MCP server demo. This is a very simple demo that we will do first to understand the basics, and then we can build little bigger applications, right? Little bigger servers. So here I have given the steps how you can create a new project. Right here we will be using UV, that is the package manager, a Python package manager which will be used here. We are initializing the MCP server demo, right? And one more thing I want to mention here is, a Windows user, you have to use UV in a little different way. So please check the documentation. That is the PDF in which we have mentioned, no, that is how to use existing MCP servers. In that we have mentioned the extra care that you have to take when you are using UV in Windows, right? Please refer that. So this is in Linux I have worked it works perfect. If you get any errors because of OS, please resolve it using internet, or you can refer our own documentation. We have tried to cover everything. Also, the new project you are creating it and you are moving into the project, and then we are adding this, right, like MCP CLI, right? That is, we are adding the CLI tools that are required for the MCP, and then we run the install command, create a server, right? So let's go and look into the server, right? This is my MCP demo. Yeah. First we will look this server.py. So first thing what we are doing is, we are using this fast MCP, right? Fast MCP is a package which will help us to create the MCP servers. So from mcp.server.fastmcp we are importing fast MCP, and then you are creating a server. So this will be the name of the server which we give it during the instantiation, right? Now we are creating an instance of fast MCP where we have given demo, right? So now in this we are going to have basically tools and resources. How do we tell it's a tool? Basically they are going to be Python functions. And how do we indicate that it's a tool and it's a resources? Using decorators basically, right? So you can see here at mcp.tool we have to add this online above the function if it is going to be a tool, right? So you can see here add is going to be a tool. So you tell what are the parameters that will be taken. This is Python with types, right? So you mention A is integer, B is integer, and it will return an integer, right? So you are returning A plus B. And then next I am having a resource, right? Resource is something like, tool is something like which will execute, right? Resource is something like which is there and we can use it, right? So here we are going to have a text. Here we are viewing the text as a resource, right? So you can see here at mcp.resource you are just mentioning that it's a greeting and the name will come. So you can see get greeting is the name of the function which takes the name as parameter, which is a string, and it returns a string. So you return hello and then the name which has come as an argument, right? This is a very simple MCP server which we have created, right? The next step is, once you have created your MCP server, you have to use it in the cloud desktop, isn't it? So how will you make it is, let me go to the cloud desktop file and show it. Here it is, right? So you can see demo, yeah, we tell the command is UV, and then you mention the arguments. Here we are telling run with MCP CLI, and then run command. You are giving the path of the server file, right? You are giving the path of the server file. That's what we are doing here, right? Once you make these changes in the cloud desktop, please save here, and then you go and close the desktop and then open it, completely remove it from the running state and run it again. Then only you will be able to see the new server, right? Let's go and check. When you go and check your file settings, and when you go to developer, once again you can see here demo will be running, right? Demo will be running, and demo is the name of the server what we gave. So you can go to new chat, and you can see here once again you will see that demo is running, and you can see what tools are available, right? Add is available. Add is the only tool, another one is resource, right? So you will see only the tools here. So add is being seen here. So you can tell add the numbers, right? You can tell like add the numbers 2 and 5. I can tell like this. Let me run this. You can see that that tool is getting invoked, right? So it is telling the sum is 7, right? So this is the way you can create a very simple tool. We will see one more simple tool, that is server sticky, that is creating sticky notes and then displaying, that we have done. So once again here we are having fast MCP, right? Other supporting libraries are being imported, right? And you can see that we are creating a server with name A sticky notes, and actually this is just a simulation of sticky notes. So you are going to have a text file in which we concatenate, we just append the notes whatever is being given by the user, right? So where the file should be stored, that's what we are giving here as notes file. You are giving the path of the file where it should be stored, right? That is being given, and then you are checking whether the file is present, right? Ensure file. If the file is not present, then we are going to create it, right? That's what this particular part of the code tells. If not, os.path.exists, then we are going to create a file, right? And with empty, right? After this is a normal function, okay? After this we are giving the tools. The first tool we are providing is add note. Add note will take a string as input, and it is going to add to the end of the file, right? So first you check whether the file is already existing or not. For that we are calling this ensure file. After that you open the notes, right? Notes file, and in append mode, and you add this message at the end, right? And you return a notification that note is saved. Next tool we are defining is to read the notes in the file, right? So you are writing it, it will return a string. Once again you make sure that the file exists, and then you open it in read mode, and then you are reading all the contents and you are returning it. If that is not possible or nothing is there in the content, you tell no notes, note saved. And the next one is the resource, right? Resource here, what is resources? It is not going to execute anything, right? Previously add note was executing, taking a string and adding it to the file, and read notes was taking all the files of the text, all the text from the file and returning it, right? But this we are going to have a function get latest note, which is not going to do any functionality like that, right? It is just going to tell what is the last note alone, right? That's what it is going to tell. So we have put this as a resource. It's going to return a string. It's not going to do anything big. So we have put it as a resource. So it will just take the last note and return it. And also we can have a summary prompt, right? This is the prompt that you can say generate a prompt asking the AI to summarize all contents, right? Returns a prompt with all notes or message if no notes exist, right? So once again we open the file in reading mode, and then we are taking the contents, and this particular prompt will be used if we are going to ask it to summarize all the notes, right? So this is another one MCP server that is named as a sticky notes, right? Let us come and see once again the config file. We will open and see. In the config file you can see that sticky notes, a sticky notes is the name. You can see the commands is uv. Once again we run it, we give the path of the server, right? That is done. So after this save it, close the Cloud desktop, reopen it, and now you can see in the settings it will be running, and you can see here as well, right? AI sticky notes is running. When I click this I will be able to see the tools, right? Read notes and add notes are there. Now I can tell add a note to I will tell add a note to have lunch or something else, right? To go to library after 10 minutes, right? I can tell like this. So it is calling the add node tool and it is telling, okay, it has added this particular thing. Then you can tell display all nodes, right? Display all nodes, you can tell. So since it is a file which maintains the list of nodes, it will have all my previous nodes as well, right? But now last one you can say go to library after 10 minutes is there, right? So this is another interesting demo of creating very simple MCP servers, right? Fine. Next what we are going to do is we will just see how we can connect to some third party like libraries, right? Here in this weather thing we will be connecting to US weather station where there are functions that we can use. You can have like we can have a user agent, we can connect to it, right? So we will just quickly see how we can create a MCP server which will be using the weather station feature or weather station reports, right? And giving us some alerts and so on, right? So as usual you create a MCP server and here there are constants, that is what is the base of the server, right? That is the link https api.weather.com and then the user agent also we are giving it, and then we are going to have functions, right? So first function is make NWS request, that is you are going to make a request to that particular server, right? So you can see that this requires the header information. In the header information you mention what is the user agent and what data it will accept, right? Basically it will have some geographical information in JSON format, right? The latitude and longitude of the particular place, everything will be sent there, right? That is what you see, and you are going to have a client, right, which makes a client request and it will connect to that particular server and get the information. If there is any problem, we have got try catch, basically try except in Python to handle if there is any problem in connecting, then that exception will be caught here, right? And we will return none. And we have got now tools, right? Actually I am going to have two tools, one is format alert, alert, and other one will be get some current forecast, right? So alert will return. Alert is going to be like if some place is having some cyclone alert or some storm alert, right? So it will come in the JSON format. This particular format alert is going to put it in a easy way to read by human, right? That is the purpose. So you can see the input for this format alert is a dictionary which is going to have all the features. We take the properties from that and we are going to take one by one, right? You get the event, what event is going to happen, in which area it is going to happen, what is the severity and description what it is coming, right? And also you can take the instructions, right? What instruction is being there, right? And always we use the get functions to avoid errors. As we know, get will not return error if it is not available in the dictionary, right? If the key is not available in the dictionary, it's not going to give error, right? So this formatting will help us to present the data in a easy readable way for the user, right? Now we are going to define the tools. First tool is get alerts, right? Since it's a tool, we have added this decorator mcp.tool, and then you can see the get alerts takes the name of the state, right, for which you want to know the alerts, right? That is being taken, and then you are creating a URL with the, because we want to connect to the outside server that is being there for giving the information about US weather conditions, everything. So you format the URL, and then you are calling this make NSW request, the function what we have written above, right? It's a await call because it's a asynchronous function, that's it. If the data is not present or features is not present, then you are going to tell unable to fetch the alert, right? Otherwise, you are going to call the format alert function, right? Also, you are having another one check if data of features is not present, no active alert. Sometimes for that particular place there may not be any alert, right? So you just check it and you tell there is no active alert for this states, right? And you otherwise what you do is you call this you take this data of features for every feature. In this data of feature you are calling this format alert and you are forming a message, bigger message, right? That is, you are joining the alerts and you are going to return. That's what is going to happen now. Another function is to get the forecast, right? So when we want the forecast, we have to send the latitude and longitude of the place. So you are seeing that it will be coming, but this will be taken care by the AI system, right? I will show you. Actually the input is going to be latitude and the longitude, right? So here also we are forming the URL and then we are going to take the data, right? Points data is being taken. Once again you call the make NWS request to establish the connection. If there is no more data, if no data is present, then we are going to tell unable to fetch the forecast. That's as usual. Otherwise you are going to get the properties forecast, right? From the properties you are taking the forecast and putting in the forecast URL. And then forecast data, once again you use this function, right? Make NWS request. With this forecast URL you are taking the data, right? And then you are going to now tell for what periods, that is for either it is today or tomorrow or evening, that's what is going to be periods, right? So you take periods from that and you are going to take only the top 5 forecasts. We are not going to display all the forecasts, we are just going to take only the top 5 forecasts and we are going to display, right? That's what is being done for period and periods, you can see, right? And then you are going to put it in the forecast file, you are going to join it and you are going to return, right? So these functions are there. Let us come to Cloud Desktop. Once again you have to add, I will show what changes you have to make in the config file, right? So weather, this is the thing that you have to add in the Cloud Desktop settings, right? Command is UV and then you tell the directory where the file is present, right? The directory, and then you give the run command and you are telling weather.py, right? That file has to run. That server location we have given, right? Next, what we have to do, we have to close this and you have to completely stop Cloud Desktop and run it again. Once you run it, you will be able to see in here, right? That is in the file. Once again I will show you settings, come down, developer, right? Here you will be able to see weather is running. If I click weather, you can see it is running. Otherwise, if error is there, please, there will be a link to the logs, you can go there and verify, okay? Now let us come back to the chats and look at it, right? Let me take a new chat. You will see that there is weather, right? In weather there are two tools, get alerts and get forecast, right? So here you can tell what is there any alert, right? Is there any alert for New York? Okay, this is what we will ask, New York. So you can see that it is automatically calling this tool get alerts. Yes, it is telling what are the alerts that are being given, right? It takes the few things and yeah, you can ask, is there any forecast for New York? Now we can see that it is calling the get forecast and it will display only the 5. This is the period, right? That is tonight, overnight, that, and what text is there. So only you can see that we were using the appropriate keys, right? Now if you can ask for some other place, for example, if I ask is there any alert for Chennai, it will tell it cannot tell, right? Because it is capable of telling what is happening only in US, right? Because it is connecting to the US weather station server. Yeah, it is, but it is searching the web. You can see the difference now, right? It is searching the web and it is telling. Okay, fine. So This is how we can create our own MCP servers and we can connect with Cloud Desktop and see. And in the next video, we will discuss how we can create our own MCP server which does something more, and how to create clients like Flask app, or you can have Fast API apps to test it. Okay? Thank you.